Here I am in Leh, India, in the Ladakh region of Kashmir. Now, when I first heard Kashmir, I was thinking of a sweater or perhaps a pretty famous Led Zeppelin song off of the Physical Graffiti album. But when I got off the airplane at 11,500 feet, gasped for air, and finally made my way to the town, this is not what I expected. Check this place out. It hasn't changed since the 14th century. There's ruins of palaces, castles, and this area that is now downtown Leh with Main Street, the spice market, and all of the different gardens and all the different foodstuffs that are prepared right for you, right in front of you. I mean, literally knocking a cow in the head and rendering him and processing him right there in front of God and everybody, only to be thrown on a grill and then served up as fresh as can be. That hasn't happened to me in California in some time. But here we are. This is the gateway to the Himalayas for me, and this is where the adventure begins. Welcome to Leh.
Perfect.
Days slip slowly by. The time takes so long to die. I've been punching the clock.
If you were to look at Leh on a map, you can see that it's pretty much right there, wedged in between the entrance to Pakistan, Tibet, and China. Kind of a pretty significant point of history right here, because this was a main trade point for the Silk Road, spices, opium, marijuana, people. Everybody was coming through this area to get to the next one. And this was pretty much Grand Central Station for this elevation and the people that lived here. As I'm cruising around Leh, I'm just looking for a place to eat. There's some pretty scary options here, and I want to find something that's not going to make me puke or get me sick. It seems like I've walked through a time machine. Godfather beer, made in India. It's a well-kept secret. The ultimate in ladies' fashion. Tango.
Prison is behind those bars. Some men are innocent. I'm not looking to be forgiven.
In case you wanted an ancient prayer bowl in the Tibetan tradition, or if you needed a 64-bit SD RAM card for your digital camera, they've got it here. But not in the way you might think in the US. You've got to trade and barter and search around, and finding any kind of electronic device is like finding sunken treasure. But with a map and a smile, we found it.
That's awesome.
As a kid, I thought of the Himalaya Mountains as a place that I would never reach. I would never go there. But here I am in the foothills of the Himalayas in the city of Leh, and I'm about to go ride the highest road in the world. What was previously thought as unreachable is something I'm going to do with an amazing team of motorcycle enthusiasts from Delhi, India, who are going to show me the top of the world. Riding up to Kardungla Pass, the highest motorable road in the world, was not a difficult task as far as technical riding goes. Basically, it's a road maintained by the Indian military. So it's like many of the fire roads or roads in national parks that are dirt, gravel, chunky rocks, and some ice. So was I able to do that? Yeah, no problem. The main challenge was the fact that there's just no oxygen. That's something that I like to do, breathe, and it makes it really difficult to do when you're nearly 19,000 feet. Kardungla is higher than Everest Base Camp. And the atmosphere is incredibly thin. The sun burns you very quickly. There's just no protection from the elements up there whatsoever. And when you've been riding for a while, the normal fatigue that kicks in is really just exacerbated because there's just no air. That was the main challenge of riding at this altitude. It was the highest ride I've ever done. This flag was given to me by Vincent Flores, who's the chairman of the Gear Up Foundation. The red and white stripes are made up of all the names of the people that died in Towers 1 and 2. And the field of blue and the stars are made up of the names of the policemen and firefighters that went into the towers to save people but perished in their attempt to rescue them. We're very proud to bring this from the United States to the highest road in the world. Well, that's the episode. Thanks so much for joining me on The Ride of My Life. Do me a favor, click the subscribe tab below so you can follow us and you won't miss any more episodes. And if you'd like to hear the podcast version of this, you can go to our podcast page on iTunes where we have The Ride of My Life there, and you can listen to some bonus tracks there as well. You can reach us at brad@therideofmylife.net and let us know what you think, where you'd like us to feature, if you'd like to come with us, or give us some advice. We'd really like to hear what you have to say. Thanks so much.